Hello, Weebs and Normies. Welcome to the Anime Club. I'm Graham.
And I'm George.
Okay, George, this is it. We are on our second last episode for Dungeon Meshi. Now, at the time we're watching this is the second last one. If you're watching this live on YouTube, that means the next series is live on Patreon and YouTube membership. So you could check those out right now. The next series after Dungeon Meshi, as well, the finale, of course. But, I mean, here we frickin' are. We're getting really close. Do you think that we will be absolutely devastated by the incredibly bad cliffhanger we're going to get at the end of episode 22?
Oh, boy. I was hoping a cliffhanger actually legitimately had not entered my mind. I was thinking we were going to end it in not a conclusion, right? But also not a cliffhanger. It was going to be like all right, this is a bookend to the first season, and now we got a spring step to the next one. But now that you mention it,
Wait, did you think I said 24? I said 22. We're on 21 right now.
I thought you meant like a cliffhanger we're going to get for the show. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, the cliffhanger for these next two. Do you think we're going to get in the second episode we'll watch today? You think they're going to crush us with a cliffhanger?
Probably.
Yeah.
I think so.
That's what I'm thinking. And then you're thinking we're going to get a cliffhanger at the end of the season, maybe?
I was saying it hadn't even entered my mind. I thought the most likely thing was going to be a possible kind of bookend, but it could be like, the reason I say it could be a cliffhanger now is because, like, not that the last two episodes before this were a waste. They weren't, but they
had to build up the character of the cat girl
100%. But like, they built up the character without moving the plot along. And don't get me wrong, they were good episodes. I enjoyed them, especially like the little things that they added to it, like the separate characters and everything. I don't know if that was the last episode. Maybe not.
The shapeshifter.
The shapeshifters. Yeah, that was funny. Pretty cool.
Yep. I mean, I like any scene with the cat girl, basically. So
I'm sure you do. Yeah, that also the episode with the sheep flower, right, and all that stuff. So like, they were good episodes. Interesting things happened.
The plot moved like a little bit, to be fair, because they started in the tunnel, and then they were in like the wintry kind of area, and then now they're in the kind of not wintry area, and they've gotten to the door. I think they are. They're about to get to the door, I think. So
yeah, I remember that now. Yeah,
right. So I mean, like, it moved it an inch, but you're right. It feels like it would have been nice to be able to move the plot along while building up the character, because we've had so long of building up the other characters and plot moving at a pretty decent pace as well. Yeah. They did need some space to build out this new main character that they have brought in, which was a total surprise. I was so surprised she's like a full main cast character now. My pleasant surprise.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, he had to do it, right? But yeah,
you and your cat girls.
Meow.
Never change.
What can I say? Yeah, so I don't know. We'll find out. Do you think that the clear finale to the show for this season is going to start in this episode or the next, or is it going to be like, we're going to have, because like right now we're at a clear cut, right? Like last episode was just like a clear cut of story, and we're kind of starting into the continuation, but a new set of story beats happening, right? So do you think that's going to happen? Like 21's going to be another one like that, and then 22 will begin the beginning of the end, or is it going to be like 23?
So. Yeah. From what I've seen in most anime that we've watched, the first 3 episodes are the wind up, and the last 3 are the wind down, or like for additional wind up to the finale.
Sure.
So I do think 22, 23, and 24 will be the beginning of the end, and then this one will be something else. I'm not totally certain what this will be about. Like this thing here that we're looking at, it's clearly the Eastern guys, the samurai dudes.
Heading back.
Shuro? Is that what it is?
Shuro, yeah.
Yeah. So Maybe it'll deal with them a little bit for an episode, like what the ramifications are of them leaving.
So you think this is going to be like the surface episode, and then 22 will be getting back to the party, which is the beginning of the end.
So I don't know necessarily if surface is the right term, but it'll more so just like an additional episode. Will it move the plot along? I hope so. Will it not? It's got the potential not to. But 22, 23, and 24 will be the like the beginning, end, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's what I wanted to know. Yeah, I wonder what this is going to have, because this could, if this is about to start and they're coming in, this could be like a bit of a rewind and showing what's happened on the surface as a ramification of them coming back and explaining what's happened, right? And then we'll be able to see what that other party is doing as well, the tan boy. So
yeah, the guy with the blue eyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. So excited. Us. I'm so freaking excited.
Oh.
Oh, it's the room has to be isolated?
Are those the elves? The Western elves. Jeez. Oh my goodness. Sure is getting shaved as he's having this talk.
Yeah, he's not happy because dang, she's so freaking beautiful. Holy frick. The gnome guy and the Lord of the Island are not happy because they're getting thrashed in this argument right now with the elves.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting absolutely freaking devastated. But them bringing this information's not helping either. What are they thinking?
I feel like what they just said his name and I literally already forgot it. Kuro? Something like that. I feel like he has a plan.
Oh,
no, not Churro.
Yeah, the other guy. I can't freaking remember his name either. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I hope so, but
Borders becoming consequential when lives are at stake.
Yeah.
That's a poor argument, man.
Yeah. Oh, he's terrible.
Bro. No, dude. Yeah.
See? So he wanted to help them.
Yeah, looks like he did. He's weird.
Why didn't he stay then?
He is a little weird, I guess.
Oh no.
Wow.
He wants to stop it. Oh. So what?
Dang, okay.
What's the plan here? So he's saying that he's the closest Laios has ever been, or anyone has been, to taking control of the dungeon. So he doesn't want the elves to interfere with that. However, he still feels like Laios isn't the right person and needs to be dealt with. So does he want Laios to take control of the dungeon to at least quell the chaos that's about to be unleashed and then deal with him later?
Yeah, something like that. Like if he has to choose between Laios and the elves, he feels that Laios is a better choice.
Oh,
because once the elves take it, it's kind of over, I guess.
I suppose so. Yeah. Well, once they make landfall with their group, it's freaking. There's nothing they can do to hold them back, and they're trying to diplomatically keep that from happening.
What is the elves' aim here? Like
power.
Is that it?
We know. No, hold on. We know power is certainly one thing for sure. But I think the primary thing is why they've been going to all these dungeons is they've been looking for that spell. The immortality spell. That's what I think they've been looking for. That's why they're going, I think, dungeon to dungeon. I'm pretty sure. Because they're looking for...
I guess so. I guess the gnome was kind of talking about the immortality spell.
Yeah, because that was like a point that was brought up that the elves were searching for it, right? And so they really want to get access to this. And now this is the elves ability in their inn to get in there.
I always had like the idea that like this dungeon was special, and it is still.
Yeah, we don't know the total nature of like the other dungeons and how special this one is.
Yeah, like if they've been going from dungeon to dungeon and stuff like that, like maybe this one on the surface doesn't seem as special as any of the rest, right?
Right.
Even given the rumor of like the guy that appeared in the beginning and like faded away, that it's like as long as you can destroy the mad magician, or lunatic magician,
the one thing that doesn't really make any sense to what I'm saying here is like they had to know that this was the dungeon that allowed people to stay alive, right? Like it's not a secret. Like there's a whole system built up. It would be common knowledge that like this dungeon people were still alive when they died.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So that goes back then to my question, right? Like why now? Like maybe they've just been trying since day one, and like possibly that's the case.
Maybe there's pieces. Maybe they're trying to piece the whole spell together, right? And you can't just get it from one dungeon. You've got to get it from multiple pieces from different dungeons. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
all right,
but it's very odd for them to show up and like impose their stuff on like other sovereign nations and everything.
Right? No kidding.
Oh, wow. So they destroy the dungeons and everything comes out.
I don't know if that's necessarily the case. It seems like they go into the dungeon and fight things and win, I suppose, and have it collapse.
But like, how would the whole village just die?
Well, the dead came back to life. Well, so what happened with his village is the dungeon expanded and all the monsters came out, killed a bunch of people. Then the elves arrived. And then the problem was for the elves is while they were taking care of the dungeon and having it collapse and be gone, that the dead above ground, because the dungeon had expanded, I guess, the dead came to life and ambushed everybody, right? And it was a huge massacre.
Okay.
Right? So what he's saying is like that same thing potentially could happen right now. So just seal it, I guess, and
was it later?
See what happens. Like, I guess
seal how, like magically, I guess. How is that going to prevent dungeon expansion, and why couldn't they do that before?
Right. He may get to that. Let's see what he says. I want to rewind just a little bit here and make sure we understand everything he's saying. Oh, the powerful, strong-willed man. Oh. So he's gonna seal them in there. Oh.
Jeez.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Ooh. Eggs.
Full eggs Benedict.
She
senses something. Oh boy. What? What are you seeing?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, seriously. Well, something is.
But what is?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Bro, Laios.
It's been happening this whole time.
Oh my gosh.
Holy frick. It's so sick because I've been ignoring it. This is amazing.
Does it feel evil?
Oh my gosh, this is so freaking funny.
Uh-oh. What?
Oh, frick. What?
Whoa. Is this like in between dimensions or something?
Something.
Like what is happening?
Frick?
What?
What?
Are they outside?
He's home. Is this home?
I don't know.
Whoa! Oh no, the eggs.
A unicorn?
A unicorn?
That's cool.
What?
What is happening?
They're under orders.
They're under orders. Yeah.
Wait! This is the castle from the paintings. This must be the village that he's protecting.
So is this a floor within the dungeon? Or is this like...
Yeah, this must be down in the dungeon.
Or is this like the painting dimension?
No, I don't think this is the painting. No. It wouldn't make sense that there'd be monsters here, right? Because the paintings were of things in the past.
Guess so.
This is probably the current. Always keeping the village's things on. Okay. Okay. No, she's being affected probably by some passivity like the monsters are.
Are they the ghosts? Oh, they were chosen.
What? Chosen? And this has happened before, maybe?
Oh.
He knows that they're coming to meet this person.
Yeah.
Wait, everyone's young. So does the spell that keeps your soul to your body also keep you from aging? It seems like that must be, right?
Well, if it's immortality, maybe these are all branches of... Maybe these are all the effects of the immortality spell. And you just have to cast it in a location. And then it just manifests itself in... Like, you don't age, I guess, if you're alive. And... Well, they're all the same age, though. You'd assume that if it was, like, cast at a point in time, there'd be some children as well.
Sure.
So maybe you age at a certain point and then you just stop aging after that?
Possible, but there's no old people. So what's up with that?
So if you don't age beyond that, then, you know, everyone's but like 25?
Right, but there would be old people, right? That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. If there was children, there would have been old people as well.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, so maybe, I don't know then, huh?
Ugh. What is she doing?
She's grooming herself, George. Don't be frickin'...
She was a female minotaur. That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh, Laios is so fucking weird.
And she was licking, I almost said Mau Mau's hand. She wasn't licking her own hand. The cat girl was licking Marcel's hand.
She was making Marcel's hand?
Yes.
What?
She wasn't licking her own hand.
Oh, she was. Based.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
From above ground. So they are in the dungeon somewhere.
Yeah, there's like a passivity, and that's why she's being affected.
They want to dress her up? Yo! What kind of dress is this? Has this been like fermenting for forever?
I bet, yeah.
Bro, these are the ghosts. These gotta be the ghosts. 400 years.
Yeah. Huh? Oh, so. Oh my gosh.
The Minotaur.
Oh no, keep it to yourself.
Keep it to yourself.
Seriously. Oh my gosh. Oh, these guys are unwell. Oh, they're so cute. Oh, she's so cute.
Regress to infancy? Whoa, there's little dragons flying out there?
Wow. You guys. Oh, everyone's so freaking weird.
Oh.
Oh, frick!
I can't wait to hear this.
I'm so glad we have one more episode. Holy frick. Dude, Itsutsume is freaking just tripping, man. Oh.
Minotaur meat. Yeah, they're all...
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. What?
So they stopped eating and then they stopped tasting.
Oh.
And that's when...
He couldn't exit.
Whoa.
Oh.
Where are they? They've lost their flesh.
They're the ghosts.
Wow. No.
And then ate them. Oh my gosh. So real quick. Yeah. What the grandfather said, or Lord Delgal said, he offered the kingdom to whoever could defeat the magician.
Right.
So it wasn't like whoever can defeat the magician, the kingdom is magically yours. It was more so under my authority. If you kill this guy, I'll give it to you because I'm tired of this like curse or whatever.
Maybe. It could also be that killing the magician would kind of inherit you in some way to the kingdom itself. Right?
What?
No way.
What?
Whoa, that's
no
so
way.
Sick. To start, yeah, to bring people down. What? What?
Bro.
Yeah, well, that's the point, right? Oh, Lyles is gonna say yes to that. Oh, he's more reserved than I thought. Dude, they're freaking bored. They need purpose. Yeah. Keeps them sane, man.
He will.
He will.
He'll help them.
Oh, come on, Chilchuk.
Oh, his hands were cold. Bro, they're not alive. Not in the true sense.
Whoa.
Dang. Okay, so...
Oh, wow.
So the lunatic magician didn't like what the lion was saying, and so he trapped him down. Which is really telling of the lunatic magician. But I wonder... I'm still a little bit confused as to the timeline. So Lord Delgal turned the magician to black magic. And then he created this like
insisted
dungeon.
or recommended or said, hey, let's check out this black magic,
approved, right? Yeah, it's like, hey, you should study it. Let's see what we can learn from it or whatever. So I thought, wasn't Lord Delgal the guy that got poisoned in the painting?
Well, I think it was the son. Yeah, he might have lived, maybe, right? He doesn't necessarily died. And it could be a descendant of his. We don't know the exact details, but we can assume someone in his line or him survived, right?
Okay. Yeah, and then now.
Yeah, so then at some point, the magician had lost his frickin' mind and trapped everyone down there, and it's been a pseudo eternal suffering. Or eternal, it's really an eternal nothing, right? It's not suffering per se, and it's not like joy per se either. It's just being kind of stuck, which sounds
like
terrible.
Yeah.
So they're perpetually down there.
It's suffering in a sense, right? It's the suffering of apathy, the suffering of just boredom.
Yeah. So then the king takes it into his own hands to go and, get people to come down here and free them. And then once he's and like I said, once he was, I think I had even mentioned this in an episode, once he got to the top and he was outside of the spell, he just fucking vanished.
Immediately, yeah.
Yeah.
So then when he's looking for Lord Delgal, there's nothing for him to find.
Right, because he's fucking crazy right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's searching for the king, maybe to bring him back or to talk to him, whatever the reason may be, whatever his crazed reason is. So, yeah, I don't know. The question is, do they have to kill the magician, or can Marcel help him in some way? Can she speak with him, reason with him, use magic?
Well, I think they have to kill him, because that's what the prophecy said, right?
Yeah,
is that someone will come and kill him?
No,
they free us.
They said they would defeat him.
Oh, defeat him.
Right.
Okay, that leaves some room. That
leaves a little bit of room, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't know. There was also, when Marcel was canceling those little tiny blood dragons, she seemed like she was going a little freaking crazy too. So she's probably got some understanding of the repercussions of using this very powerful but clearly dangerous ancient magic, which they now call black magic for a reason, right?
Yeah.
So I'd be really interested to hear what the implications of that magic is and the after effects.
Do you remember a few episodes ago, I'm trying to remember what he said, but the lunatic magician, I think it was after he had transformed Fallon or was like doing something with the dragon or whatever, like a bunch of the ghosts showed up and he spoke to the ghosts and he said something, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he's like, don't worry guys, I'll get our home back or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
I wish I could remember what he said, because like their home is here, wherever this location is. I'm assuming it's somewhere within the dungeon, which like, how crazy is it that there's like full on sunlight in the dungeon? Like this is some incredible magic.
Yeah, he's advanced level stuff. I mean, to create like the immortality in the dungeon itself to whatever degree it is, that's pretty freaking strong. Yeah, I think he wants to, I'm not sure what the nature of the restoral that he wants to do of the castle and the kingdom, because like clearly the kingdom is here, but it's not restored in the way that he wants it. Like, does he want it back on the surface? Like what?
Well, like
what is the
that's
nature?
what I was gonna ask. Like, is he created the dungeon, so he doomed the castle, right? He wrecked the kingdom.
That's the assumption that we were making before, but we're really not sure why he did what he did, right? It could have been a mistake. It could have been misguided efforts. It could have been that he's freaking crazy. We don't really freaking know.
I want to say that it's because he's crazy.
Yeah, maybe.
Right?
But I would really like to know what the backstory is on this, on what's really happened.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to say that it was craziness that led him to this.
Okay, but let's take a step back from that, right? Let's go a level lower. Why did the king want him to study the black magic? Why did he study the black magic? And what exactly was he doing with the black magic up into the point that he became crazy in the first place, right? These are questions that we don't have the answer to.
You think the kingdom was in danger before, and so the king said, "Hey, study dark magic, see what you can figure out." Tell.
Yeah, there's no way to know, right?
So yeah, the reason why I didn't think the kingdom was in danger is because I guess I'm taking what was in the paintings slightly literally. Like instead of it being like an alternate dimension, it was more just like a point in time. These are like things that happened in the past. And so the kingdom, like, yeah, maybe Lord Delgal was a child at the time, and maybe somebody tried to poison him or whatever, and like, so maybe there's strife there that we didn't know about. Maybe there was like another competing kingdom trying to do something or whatever. But aside from that, like, it seemed just like a regular kingdom. Didn't seem really like a kingdom under imminent threat. So it makes me like think, so like if I'm taking that literally, it makes me think like he snapped, right? He went crazy studying black magic or something.
Well, but I don't know.
Maybe there would have been dangers we weren't aware of that just don't manifest in the paintings.
You know what has manifested, though, that we could maybe make an inference on in the here and now is the fact that there's fucking monsters everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? And the only thing keeping these monsters from killing everybody is the fact that there's a field that was put up to pacify monsters. That certainly potentially says something, right? Maybe there was like a monster threat, and that's why they researched it, and putting up the field and making the immortality field is what caused him to go crazy, and then he creates the dungeon, right? Like there's so many implications of like, where did these monsters come from? Were they created? Are they natural? Were they a threat? Why is there a field here? Like, geez, there's so many freaking questions that open up from this. It's wild.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so little we know.
Right.
And then just the fact that the magician is crazy is just, it makes him a wild card, right?
Yeah.
Like there's a certain point in which whatever motivations he had, like stop being the determining factor in his actions, and it's just craziness from there. So
right, yeah. So it's very difficult. It makes it difficult to follow any kind of like logical string of what would have happened, because the actions could have been seemingly at total random, right?
Yeah.
They could have been motivated in some way by something that's happened in the past that we can make inference on, but the result of that is too difficult to ascertain.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember to the conversation they just had right now with Yad, and he was like, by the time I became old enough to talk to the lunatic magician, he'd already gone crazy, and I couldn't even hold a conversation with him. But so like, can we go back to that point in time real quick? I want to just see the very beginning of what he says there. Okay, so at a certain point, he placed immortality on everyone. Why?
And he was crazy.
Who knows?
Sometime after that. Right? It was sometime later that he became crazy. Maybe. It's possible he was crazy at that point before it. We don't know, right?
Before that.
But we know at some point after that, he for sure was crazy and couldn't hold a conversation.
So the way I understand the immortality is it is in conjunction with the dungeon.
Right.
Immortality comes because of the dungeon. So
yes, for sure.
So we can assume that when he placed the curse of immortality on them was also when he created the dungeon. And then we can't
necessarily make that assumption, but I guess you could. Yeah, like you can make that assumption maybe, but we don't know for sure. Yeah, it's an assumption, I guess.
Because like it says that the grandfather like blamed himself forever for turning the lunatic magician's attention to black magic.
Sure.
And he agonized over it, and then he headed for the surface, right? So like, meaning the dungeon was already in existence at that point. So
reasonable assumption. Yeah, we don't know for sure, but reasonable.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say that he was crazy before he placed the immortality on them. I don't think it was placing immortality. Actually, two things. Actually, either placing immortality on them turned them crazy because it was like such a giant spell, or he was crazy beforehand. I don't think
it has to be one or the other.
Well, the third option is he did it, and then a while later, he became crazy.
I think it's likely that this field of immortality, which was maybe also combined with the field that pacifies monsters, to create some kind of paradise. Maybe he saw in the black magic the ability to create an eternal kingdom of peace and paradise and prosperity. And then upon using those spells, caused him to lose his mind. And then he accidentally sunk the entire kingdom into the ground, creating this dungeon. And then the king was like, frick, what have we done? What have I done leading him on to this? And then that's the whole crux of what's happened.
That's a fair guess. Yeah, that seems very, very plausible. Yeah.
Yeah. But the weird thing is the magician seems lucid enough to be able to like have a purpose and a plan. And
he's gone beyond. Yeah, he's gone beyond like the crazy of that Marcel had of like, maniac laughing and all that stuff.
Right.
And it seems like his lunacy has simmered down to just like a
delusion, maybe?
Delusion, yeah, something.
Because like he seems very purposeful and forward. He can hold some semblance of a conversation. It's just, it's not the kind of conversation where you can reason with him per se.
Yeah.
Maybe. But like maybe he feels like I guess it's hard to differentiate that from being truly crazy, but he's seeing things on like a level and in a way that like people can't appreciate and understand. And whether or not he's right or wrong in his position, he's seeing it that way. And so he can't be reasoned with. And so they conclude that he's freaking crazy.
Yeah. Like not a god complex, but like something akin to that given to him by the magic.
Yeah. Like you don't understand. I understand things that you can't, right? So I can't be reasoned with. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so that kind of puts in effect to make him crazy. Yeah, it's really freaking complicated. There's a lot of vectors to this that could possibly be true. It's interesting.
It's great. It's great really writing. Great.
Yeah, it's really good.
I'm so glad we have one more episode.
I know. All right, let's hop to it. You know what I just thought of? I thought of this field and this area potentially could be a place where Laios could talk to his sister.
She'd be pacified.
Yep. And then I thought, I wonder if this field, if this area spell could be turned into a specific spell that you could use like situationally on something.
Instead of being like an area of effect, it's like a beam.
A direct spell. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty freaking interesting.
Then she's cooking? Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Pancakes.
He's making pancakes.
Hell yes. Okay. Those are very much Japanese pancakes.
Yeah, the like big fluffy ones.
Mm-hmm. Dang. Interesting. Imagine
that's
practicing.
True. Even if you couldn't taste, you can at least feel the food, right?
Yeah, but that's interesting thinking that they could like slowly, like just not slowly eat something, but slowly over time eat stuff and just like really focus on the texture and the taste as much as possible to kind of like pull back their sense of taste and I could kind of taste it a little bit and eventually like get it back. But it makes perfect sense, right? Like if I was in this scenario, you don't have to eat anymore. Like you would eat initially a couple of times to be like, oh yeah, well, it's breakfast. But then eventually you go, oh man, dinner, we got to make dinner. It's like, you know what? We don't have to eat. So like, let's just skip dinner today. We'll do breakfast tomorrow. And then you skip more and more until you're just like, why bother? Right? It's just a waste of time. Right? And then you go 100 years, 200 years without eating. And I mean, it's the best 200 years of your life.
You and I have a very different view on food.
But you wouldn't.
You see food like a chore. I love eating. I love it.
But would you continue eating if you didn't have to? Like really though, think about it. Like really think about it. Do you think if there would be many times you would go, okay, well, this time we won't eat because we got things to do. I'm busy and I don't have to eat. Right.
There are many times where I've eaten and I'm like full and food is presented to me and I'm like, I'll have a little bit to see what it tastes like. And I enjoy eating. I know you don't. The only reason I work out is so I can eat as much as I want. Literally.
I can't relate, bro.
I try and take care of my body too. Like I don't necessarily enjoy like super greasy or super sugary or whatever like foods. Like thankfully the food I enjoy eating is also generally good for you. I don't know what I do if like I enjoyed just like, you know, chips and pop like and that's it. So like, you know, I meme it up every now and then because like I do want to like take care of my diet and stuff like that. But a huge motivating factor for exercising and working out is literally just so I could eat as much as I want.
Yeah,
and not have to worry about it as much.
The only thing
I'd keep eating if I didn't have to.
I think you'd keep it up for a decade at best, and eventually you would just stop eating because you'd skip here and there and you'd skip more and more, and eventually you'd just kind of forget, oh, we forgot to eat today. We forgot to eat this week. It would be gone, I think. You'd forget eventually.
I don't know. I don't think so. I enjoy it too much. I really do like food. Like it's not just eating because I'm hungry. It's because I like food.
Sure, for sure. But part of what makes eating so satisfying is being hungry, right? Some of that satisfaction will be robbed because you're not hungry anymore.
Yes, 100%. But just like right now, I don't enjoy becoming hungry. I don't like the feeling of being too full, and I don't like the feeling of being too hungry. There's like a middle threshold where I like to stay at just consistently. So right. I don't particularly like, obviously I'm busy and things happen. And so there'll become times where I'm just like, oh, I'm so hungry, dude. I haven't had time to have dinner yet or whatever. And when that happens, there is that satisfying, satiating your hunger element. But I gain enjoyment out of food just eating if I'm not hungry.
Yeah, I can sympathize with that when it comes to like sweets, donuts, ice cream, cakes, pastries, all that stuff. I love that kind of food for sure. But other than that, like for sure, there's tasty foods that I really enjoy, like tacos or, you know, all sorts of whatever food. I like it a lot and I really have a great time eating it when I do, but I'm not like excited to go out and eat a bunch of food unless I'm hungry. Like I have to be really hungry. My level of like, I go from like not hungry to like satisfied down to like basically starving. And I'm like, all right, fine. And I'll freaking eat. And then I'll eat up to the point where I'm not full per se sometimes, but usually it's like the satisfactory level of, okay, I'm not hungry anymore. We're good.
I like staying and like sometimes I'm just going to sit down and like watch something like a YouTube video. I'm not necessarily hungry. I'll just like get a bowl of like salsa and some like corn
That's
chips.
An American thing. That's definitely
just like little things like that. And thankfully, like I've trained myself over the years to like not have like gigantic portions every single time.
Sure.
So like I stay within like a calorie limit and all that stuff. And anyways, I could talk about this forever.
I could
tell.
Don't
need to get into it.
All right. So what happened to the old people?
Oh, Thistle. We know their name now.
Okay.
Okay, so he was mad before he cast this spell, looks like.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
He's coming.
Dang.
They're not going to go down talk to the lion? They shout.
I think the lion's at the very bottom of the dungeon. I think that's what they're going to do right now.
Wait, so this isn't the bottom of the dungeon? I just kind of assumed it was.
Looks like it's not. Some like offshoot of the dungeon.
So they said the lion could subdue the magician's magic? Or they would be able to subdue the magician's magic? Or the lion's magic?
I understood it as together, all of them working together.
I just wanted to see this real quick. You should be able to subdue the magician's power. Okay, so with the help of the lion.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh boy.
Wow, they just got out of there. What?
She got all the memories?
Oh, she's freaking broken. Oh no.
Bro, what did they find?
What?
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's a griffin.
What? He's really worried about the griffin. Yeah.
Yeah, what the heck? He has seen it before.
Yeah. Bro, just come out with it, man. Oh.
Oh, dude, Itsutsumi's
It's a
amazing.
hippogriff? No, it is a griffin. Okay.
We're Dragon's Dogma now, baby. Oh, dude.
Why is he so scared of it?
Dude, he's having a panic attack.
I've never seen Senshi like this. What the heck?
Whoa, what? Oh, no.
Bro. He's gone. Hmm.
Oh.
Oh.
Are we gonna get
they're gonna use the meat.
Short hair Marcel? Let's go. They're gonna cook up a monster. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Laios, let her chill.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, you caught that right away.
Yeah. Yeah, the last thing.
What is she gonna make?
I don't know.
A beholder? A little tiny beholder? That'd be so cool.
Oh boy, here we go.
It's gonna be cute, isn't it?
Please have worked.
It's gonna be really cute, I bet.
Oh, they're little meat birds.
She's so bad at this. What the?
What? That's how it flies?
Oh.
Whoa. No way.
Oh, so cool.
Dang. Just to feel like she's flying?
Yeah, that makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. Look at this thing. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
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 Oh, he's alive.
No way.
This freaking little thing is so weird, man.
Look at her mouth.
Yeah. Oh.
Making dragons? Like little baby dragons?
Oh, Lio's coming in clutch. Oh, he made a little dragon. Woo!
Dang.
Look at that.
Oh boy. Look at her.
Go.
Jeez.
Oh, she got it.
Oh.
Dude, he's so into this, man. This is his literal freaking dream.
It's still like a freaking piece of flesh though, like. Oh.
Oh. Like a fairy? Oh, oh my freaking gosh. Yeah,
It's
what
so
the
lit.
frick? Oh, they built that up so freaking good. What the frick is this noodle?
Whoa! I mean, if they can do that. What? She's flopping about.
What the frick? Oh no. Oh!
Dang. Oh, it didn't hit. Okay.
What?
No way.
Let's go!
Bro. Oh. Jeez. Lyos, man.
No hesitation.
Dude, when Lyos locks in, he's freaking... He locks in, dude.
Yep.
She's looking for
she's looking for it. Her precious creation. Her freaking noodle fly. Oh my gosh. Skyfish?
it. What?
It's like a sushi roll!
Oh my gosh. What?
No, but you can't eat it, Lyos.
Yeah. Oh my
Aw.
gosh. Freaking Lyos, dude.
Dude, have some freaking respect.
Guy fish and chips.
Fish and chips. Oh, jeez.
Another way into the dungeon?
The Golden City.
Oh.
Yeah, they're the ones who
Whoa.
found the dungeon. Whoa.
Cliffhanger, of course. I wanted him to elaborate, but I knew it was coming, dang it.
Oh, frick. They're the original people who found the dungeon. What?
Him and his crew. That's insane. Dang, okay.
Oh.
So that explains a lot. At least like why he was here. Like he just stayed there. What floor
Wow.
must that have been, you think?
Well, it wasn't that deep because the Golden City's not that deep. It's like floor 2 or something, right?
Oh, that
It's
yeah, I guess so.
1 or 2. right? The dwarves weren't living super freaking deep, but they were underground, right? It was a mine, right? It wasn't like a whole freaking dungeon.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
So at some point, the whole place comes all the way underground. Did it ever go underground? Well, if it was like sedimentary movement of like the rocks just over, over time, the castle and the kingdom slowly goes down. That's got to be thousands of years. And I don't think it's been that long. It's possible, but it feels more like it would be magically brought into the ground, right?
Yeah.
So, Wow.
Dang. And they were looking for relics from before the war. Do we know what that war is? Have we heard anything about that?
I haven't. I certainly don't remember.
Remember anything either.
Wow. I mean, this is a pretty good cliffhanger to leave on, to be fair. It's got intrigue.
They didn't completely leave us in the dark. They gave us just enough.
Right.
To be like, oh, okay. And then leave us also questioning for the rest. Wow.
That was great. These were great
2 more
episodes.
Yeah, these actually moved a lot, answered a lot of stuff. There's so much lore that was just given now.
Yeah, so much. Oh man, we're finally getting Senji's backstory, which seems freaking crazy. Chilchuck has a wife and kid? Or kids?
Yeah, wife and daughters. What?
And he says he hasn't seen them in a while due to various circumstances. Does that mean they're separated or because he's been working?
I don't know.
He's got a wife and kids. What the heck, dude? He's like he's an adult. He's not a little boy.
I can't imagine not seeing my kids or my wife for years. So that sucks. Yeah. I wonder what his life has been like.
Yeah. Wow. It's funny that we only got Chilchuck's backstory in this reintroduction that they're doing because they've kind of already given Lyos's quite a bit. So they're just kind of we'll
true.
Just go straight to him. And it's cool that I like that the Chilchuck was the one who opened the dialogue with Senshi, right? It seemed kind of personable, and it seemed like he came at it from a caring perspective. He was just like, hey, man, let's level with each other. Here's who I am and my backstory.
Yeah, they haven't wanted to share that with each other, but it's about time that they become less just a group of adventurers and more like a group of just straight up friends. I don't know.
Yeah.
Seems like closer bonds, tighter bonds and stuff.
Right.
What do you think his deal with Griffins is?
I was about to say, I think what happened is they found this city and they've been around they've been exploring and they've been doing things in the dungeon. He's learned about the dungeon and living there for a long time. But at some point, the Griffin killed his whole frickin' group of dwarves, or most of them, right?
Yeah.
So they were some real rock and stone dwarves down there, George.
And he looked really young in that flashback.
Yeah, he was a kid.
Yeah, so how long ago do you think that was?
Probably forever ago. It's probably super long ago. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they were down, the dwarves were down in this area they're in right now, right? They used this place for navigation because, it was fucking difficult to find your way around, so they carved it out.
Yeah, was that them or... Because I just assumed that was part of the dungeon and somehow it was part of the world before and it just got incorporated into the dungeon. But yeah, maybe it was an additional development that Senshi and his crew added.
Yeah, I wonder. I don't know. It's a good question because how much is the dungeon that has existed before other parts of the dungeon and how much does the Golden City interact in the timeline sense with the rest of the dungeon? Why was it sealed away and how does it relate to the kingdom of Delgal and stuff? I don't know.
Yeah. And we got the name of the dark elf.
Thristle.
Thistle or Thristle, something like that. Yeah. And I kept calling it you actually told me that in DMs. You're like, you keep calling it a tiefling. But no, I meant drow. That's drow is what I meant. I was getting the two mixed up.
Yeah, I remember you saying that initially, but I didn't think about it enough at the time to be like, no, that's not right. But I was like, oh, something's not right about that tiefling. Like,
no, it wasn't, and it's not a drow. Like from what we can see, it's just there's just an elf that happens to have dark skin. Yeah,
yeah.
But yeah, for a second there, I said tiefling, but I meant drow.
Drow, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm excited to see. So what's the conclusion you think here? This is, do we interact with the magician? Is that what's happening? Or do we interact?
I think so. I think we interact with the magician somehow because, well,
then what's season 2 about?
Oh, I don't think we kill him. I don't think we get rid of the magician or something.
But how do they interact with the magician and not die?
Great question. I don't know. But like, he's going to interrogate Yod, right? So like, I guess it really determines on how much information he's able to get from Yod. If he's able to get sufficient enough information, then...
So my prediction is they interact with the magician. They try and talk with him. It doesn't work. It turns to combat. They're about to lose. Fallon saves them.
Fallon saves them. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I think is going to happen. That's my prediction. Which almost none of my predictions have lasted. Some of them have been, but most of them have not.
That's a good prediction, though. That's a good prediction. I think that would be possible, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not like she's not in there.
Right.
She's just mixed, like they said, like scrambled eggs.
Right.
Yeah, I can't think of a better prediction than that one. I think that's a good one.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can see right now. But maybe like next, we'll have to wait a week. But I'll try and come up with another one.
Yeah, like because like Yod can't keep anything from Thristle. I don't think he can.
No.
He's too. Even if he can't be harmed because he's immortal, he's too intimidated by the elf, by Thristle.
But Thistle killed people who worked with helping the king escape.
True.
Right?
But like I feel like at this point too, they're almost like longing for death, and so maybe they see it like as a sweet release.
I don't know. I think I like the way that they're kind of playing out the immortality here a little bit. Is like these people have lived for a long time and their existence is not suffering yet not joy. It's just kind of monotone living. But they don't necessarily long for death either. They still seem like they value their life and they have some level of joy.
True. Yeah, and I guess they still have hope on the fact that like they'll be freed. Laios will free them.
Right. I mean, they're going. It's not like they could literally just lay on the ground for indefinitely and do nothing, right? Because that would be almost the same thing, right? But they're finding things to keep themselves occupied. They're finding ways to entertain themselves, right? So they're doing some things to keep it together, and they're enjoying life to the degree that it can be enjoyed, right?
Yeah, it's just so monotonous and so much of the same for forever. Right. Which means like, yeah, they're immortal. They won't die, but they still have the other human needs. It's not like they've transcended mentally some sort of.
It's the bodily necessities that they don't need, but everything else is still totally there.
Yeah, but like again, do you think Yod would sacrifice himself and sacrifice his life to keep Laios and their team safe? Or do you think like self-preservation would kick in at some point?
Oh, Yod will 100% sacrifice anything to protect Laios. He thinks he's the chosen one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so then it just, I guess it comes down to is Thistle, is it Thistle or Thristle? I can't remember. Thistle sounds better, but I don't actually know.
Right.
Whether he can find out where Laios and his team are and whether he gets it out of Yod or is able to get it.
Well, Yod doesn't know where they went.
Didn't he say we're sending you back to where we got you from? I guess he doesn't necessarily need to know.
But that
exactly
wasn't
where that was.
That wasn't where they were though.
No,
right. They got sent to a new place. Right. He just sent them back into the dungeon. I don't know if he knows exactly where they got sent because it was the ghost that sent them. But it's possible he does. I mean, but if he does though, the magician, I don't think the magician could crack him. Just straight up. I don't think he could crack him because he thinks he's the chosen one, the salvation. So he won't. He'll sacrifice himself to that. But even if he did, I would think that the magician would be here pretty freaking fast.
And he also does, I guess, not necessarily need Yad because he also has,
his eyes.
Marcel said, he's got freaking familiars all throughout the dungeon.
Right.
At every level. So
right, looking around and stuff.
Yeah, is it familiars or just like every beast is under his control and therefore every beast can become his like eyes at some point?
Yeah, so the way I interpret it is that there's two levels, right? There's the typical monsters and he has like a connection to all of them. And somehow he is at any time able to probably see through their eyes, but I guess he regulates that information to some other process where he's not directly interfacing with it. He probably could, but like then it's like you've got hundreds or thousands of monsters. You're not going to go one by one and checking. And the monsters that do interact with the people he's looking for die swiftly anyways, right? So he would notice a death of the griffin for sure, and the death of a monster for sure, and that would definitely be a tip-off. But I think the other level to that is the little dragon familiars that he has. Those are more actively like feeling out the mana and the energies of this area. And so like they said, like there's been disruptions that the magician's going to feel from his little dragon things that are specifically made. To kind of scout out, right? So those are the ones you got to look out for the most, I think.
Dang.
Yeah. Crazy stuff.
He clearly has the elf. He really has those like dark lines, like baggy eyes kind of thing. I'm trying to remember back to when he saw Laios in the painting.
He was fine for a while, but that last painting he went in, he definitely looked more crazed than he did originally.
And did he have the lines then or not? Like I wonder.
So.
Yeah, he must have been crazy by that point then.
I don't think it's like he has the lines, therefore he's crazy. I just think he was like
the lines are a result of the craziness, right? Yeah, like just symbol of his madness in a sense.
Sure. I mean, like I'm sure he was on the path to being full mad. But I don't think he was like full mad at that point. I think he was just on the path to that. Like the lines it's not like a hard line of if he has the lines, he's crazy. If he doesn't, he doesn't.
Yeah, no. Right, yeah. I'm saying like they come as a consequence of being crazy for a certain amount of time.
For sure. Yeah. And it's mostly, I think, like a look of exhaustion, right? More than anything. It's like the madness probably drives him tirelessly on, right? So it probably comes hand in hand. Yeah.
Yeah, what's his like aim now? What's his like goal? Like aside from finding Lord Delgal, like what's
to root out the interlopers? Right? They're the ones getting in the way. They're trying to take the kingdom, right? That's what he thinks. Which, to be fair, everyone who's come down from the surface has been trying to take the kingdom.
Yeah, the other elves and the tan boy, I forget his name, they've implied you can seal the dungeon. Why is it just because he's crazy that he hasn't done that? Like, why not seal it away ages ago?
Maybe you have to do it from the outside. Right? The magician probably can't leave. He'll turn to dust.
Maybe. He is an elf.
Yeah.
Right? But we don't know how long it's all been.
Yep.
Because like you can teleport. You can definitely teleport out of the dungeon, and I'm assuming into the dungeon.
Maybe. Could be a barrier to prevent teleporting in. Right? Maybe teleporting out is easy, but teleporting in is difficult.
Yeah. But I mean, if he's in charge of all that, he can lay down that spell for like a minute, seal it, come back, whatever it takes, right?
You're talking about the magician sealing the dungeon itself?
Yeah,
I just don't think
magician.
I think you'd have to do it from the outside, man. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, it was sealed for a while.
Yeah. And I guess the elves or the dwarves kind of found it anyways.
Yeah. And what kind? We don't know the nature of the sealing itself. Is it magical or is it like a physical sealing? They're just putting some rocks in place, right? Closing some doors.
Yeah. And some stucco and mortar and all that stuff.
Yeah. And then reinforcing it maybe with magic, maybe, but we don't know what the nature of that sealing is.
I just feel like if he's strong enough to create this dungeon, which I'm assuming he did, he should be strong enough to seal it magically from outside influences.
But he's crazy. Remember, he's not thinking about. He's like full on tunnel visioning.
That's what makes it hard.
Aspects, right?
Yeah, that's what makes it hard. He's very unpredictable.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, I can't wait for the finale.
Same.
It's gonna be a good one.
We have to wait.
Yes, it does. But if you want to see this, the finale is already out on Patreon and our channel membership. So if you guys want to see it, go ahead and check that stuff out. And you can also see what our next series is, like Graham said at the beginning of the episode. And if you want to catch that and all our other stuff 2 weeks ahead of time, go ahead and check those out. But with that, we'll see you guys next time.
Everybody.
Take care.